plus plus occurrence sub response. Let me explain what's going on. For the first time that this loop is going to be executed, the value of this response variable is 0, okay? And this loop is going to be executed until the value of this response variable is less than the value of the length of this people rates array, okay? So as you can see here, so let's actually see what's the length of this people rates array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the length of this people rates array is 13, okay? And here we are saying that until the value of this response variable is less than 13, okay, execute this for loop here. So by the time that the value of this response variable reaches number 6, okay, that number 6 is going to actually go inside of these brackets here, and then it's gonna actually go inside of this occurrence array, and then it's gonna it wants to actually access the value that is inside of the index number 6 of this array. So we don't have index number 6 in this array here, okay? So we cannot actually access the value that is inside of the index number 6 of this array, okay? Because as you can see, these are the values of this these are the indexes of this array, okay? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can only access the values that are inside of only these indexes, okay? So index number 6 doesn't exist. As a result, we actually see this error here, array out of bounds exception, and that's why our application actually crashed, okay? So in order to solve this error here, first of all, let me actually comment out these numbers here, and here inside of these brackets we just need to refer to the name of this people rates array, people rates, okay, brackets, okay, people rates sub respond, okay? And in this way it's gonna actually go inside this people rates array, okay, and then it's gonna actually give me the value that is inside of this respond index. So for example, for the first time that this loop is going to be executed, the value of this respond variable is 0, okay? So here, for example, the value of this respond variable is 0. People rates sub 0 is going to actually give me the value number 1, okay? And that number 1 is going to actually replace this piece of code here, as you can see. So here we have actually, let me actually create a comment here, number 1, okay? So this value is number 1 now. So here we have plus plus occurrence number 1 plus inside the brackets, okay? So it's gonna actually go inside the occurrence array here, as you can see, and then it's gonna actually give me the value that is inside of the index number 1 of this array, okay? And then it's gonna actually increment that value by 1, and then it's gonna actually return that value to me, okay? Plus plus occurrence sub people rates sub respond, okay? Let me actually explain again here. So for the second time that this loop is going to be executed, the value of this respond variable is number 1, okay? Respond plus plus here, as you can see, is gonna actually increment the value of this respond variable by 1 after each execution of this for loop. So now the value of this respond variable is 1. So now it's going to actually go inside of this for loop, and here the value of this respond variable is 1. So here we have people rates sub 1, okay? So it's going to actually go inside of the index number 1 of this people rates array. So the value of the index number 1 of this people rates array is 4, okay? This value. So here we have number 4 inside of the brackets. So now we have plus plus occurrence sub number 4, okay? So now we have number 4 inside of the brackets of this occurrence array. So now it's gonna actually go inside of the index number 4 of this occurrence array, and then it's gonna actually increment that value by 1, and then it's gonna return that value to me, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. And let's actually run our project again and see what happens. So now, as you can see, our application launched successfully, and here we can see the values here: rates number of stars here, as you can see. So as you can see here, for the rate number 1, we have 2 people with 1 star value, and for the rate number 2, we have 2 people with 2 stars value. And for the rate number 3, for example, we have 2 people with a 3 stars value. For the rate number 4, we have 3 people with a 4 stars value, and for the rate, for example, number 5, we have 4 people with a 5 stars value. Okay, so now as you can see here, we are actually reading the values that are actually inside of this people rates array. Okay, and as you can see here, inside of this people rates array, we have this value here 5, again we have this value 5 here, again we have this value 5 here, and this value 5 here. As you can see, for the rate number 5, we have 4 people with 5 stars value. Okay, so we are actually reading the values that are actually inside of this array. So let's actually go back inside this content underline main.xml, and here let's actually click on this clear cache here, and let's actually change the text of this text view to number of people. Okay, number of people. And inside of this main activity.java file here, as you can see, let's actually run our project again and see what happens. So as you can see here, now our application is actually running on this emulator, and here we can see these values here. Okay, so we have, for the rate number 1, we have, for example, 2 people with 1 star value, and so on. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And here let's actually add another value to this people rates array here. Okay, so here just put in a comma here, and here just you can actually put number 6 here, for example. And now let's actually run our project and see what happens. Let me actually delete this comment here, and let's actually run our project. So as you can see here, our application is actually crashed. Okay, unfortunately app 17 has stopped, and this means that our application actually crashed, and we have a problem in our codes. Okay, so as you can see here inside the log, it says java.lang.array index out of bounds exception. Again, we are actually getting the same error that we got earlier in this tutorial. Okay, length 6 index 6. Okay, so inside of the main activity.java file here, I actually assigned another value to this people rates array here. As you can see, this is number 6. Okay, let me actually explain what's going on here inside of this for loop. Okay, so for example, inside of this for loop, I actually created an integer number, an integer variable. Okay, and the name of this integer variable is respond. Okay, and then I assigned the value 0 to this variable, and here I actually created a condition that actually determines that whether this loop is going to be executed or not. Okay, so for example, the value of this respond variable is for the first time is 0. This loop is going to be executed until the value of this respond variable is less than the value of the length of this people rates array. Okay, so now the value of the length of this people rates array is 14. Okay, so now inside of this for loop, for the first time the value of this respond variable is 0. Okay, it's gonna actually go, this value is going to be inside of the brackets of this people rates array here. As you can see, people rates respond, so it's gonna actually go inside of the index 0 of this people rates array. So the value of the index 0 of this people rates array is number 1. Okay, so it's gonna actually give me the value number 1 here. So now we have the value number 1 inside the brackets of this occurrence array. Okay, so plus occurrence sub number 1. Okay, so the value that is inside of the index number 1 of this occurrence array is, for example, 0. Okay, so that is going to actually increment that value by 1. Okay, and this loop is going to actually continue executing until it reaches to this value. Okay, number 6. This number 6 is the last value that is inside of the people rates array. Okay, so let's actually count the values that are actually inside of the people rates array. 0, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so this value is actually at the index 13 of this people rates array. Okay, this number 6 is actually at the index 13 of this people rates array.